been following closely something happening in the Arab world. Those people are no longer people wearing hijabs and with beards and involved in international terrorism. They're real people with real hopes and dreams. They're people who aspire for things that many of us, not us, you, maybe not all of you, many of you, take for granted, like the right to speak, to express yourselves, to demand things from the state, to demand things which are written in the Universal Charter for Human Rights. Like if I or any Arab picks up the Universal Charter of Human Rights, we laugh at the clauses there. Every person has the right to, and we just stop there and laugh because we don't know whether we should read those clauses out loud. And if we do that, will we be in trouble? And if we believe that we have those rights, what will happen to us? And these are the questions not many people thought of when, in December, something happened in Tunisia. There were protests, we didn't know what was going on, the Tunisians were talking amongst themselves on Facebook, and then something trickled onto Twitter, and there were a few photographs and hazy videos of people speaking in a dialect of Arabic and some French, telling us that there's something happening in Tunisia. And then there was a protest, and then another one, and then there was a Facebook revolution in Tunisia, and then Ben Ali left, and then there was a moment when we were shocked. We were watching the news, everybody was glued to the TV, and I didn't know what happened at that moment, but I just broke down and cried. For the first time in my adult life, I saw an Arab ruler, a pharaoh, just walk away. He fled, Ben Ali fled. And it was a moment which will be entrenched in my memory forever, and in the memory of every Arab my age. A few days later, the Egyptians decided that they too will have a revolution. It's been simmering for years. All the Egyptians I know and meet have been talking to me about this day. And then one day, on the 25th of January, we were talking to each other, and I was telling my Egyptian friends, do you think something will happen? And one of them here said, I'm looking outside my window and there is nothing happening on the street. And a few minutes later, we get more feedback, and then there was something happening, and the Egyptian revolution started with a Facebook event and a Facebook time and a date, and you're invited to go out on the street. And a brave woman made a video which went viral, Esma Mahfoud. I'm sure you all saw it, telling people go out on the streets, and little by little it snowballed, and for 18 days everybody was glued to his TV screen watching what was happening. But Al Jazeera played a huge role, nobody can deny. But social media on this, is Apple providing any sponsorship or support for us? People, Google is. Can I have? Okay, so everybody go down to social media, because you're not at home watching TV all the time. But accessing social media to see updates of what's going on was easy. So those people around the world were glued to social media, following up what was happening. So I won't go through a breakdown of everything that's happened over the past 18 months. I can day by day, but I don't want to. So what happened was that there were people on the ground filming and being there and doing what they do, and they would post it on social media networks, and there were people around the world who were watching this. And All this happened because there was an infrastructure in place already, in a place as wired as Egypt. But the case was not the same in other places. In other places like Bahrain, you witness just showed a presentation where in Iran you had people who were identified by the government and there were circles placed on their faces, and the same thing happened in Bahrain, where people went out and protest, and then people said, okay, let's go and document this protest. So they went and they filmed the protesters with their faces, and then the government discovered who those protesters are, and the rest is history. So even in countries where there is the tool to use social media, the use of social media could endanger the people being filmed. And these are questions we need to get to grips with. While we need to document things, we need to also protect the identity of the people involved. But we also need to make it credible, and we need to make it real. And at the end of the day, it's a personal choice, because those people chose to go out, and they know what the repercussions are in our part of the world and our regime. Because even if it wasn't documented on social media, and for the past 50 years things were documented, there were also snitches and spies all over who would identify people. Like, the governments in our part of the world do not need hard evidence. They don't need to see you on YouTube or to read your tweet on Twitter or to see your Facebook update to incriminate you. They just need to feel that you could harbor any dissident thoughts in your head, and that's enough to incriminate you. They will first arrest you, and then they will make up evidence. And if this evidence is easy for them to find online, then it is. I don't want to talk for longer, but I'd really like you to salute the brave people out there who risk their lives by filming and documenting the atrocities that are going on in the world out there. For many of those people during the Arab Spring, it was their first time to see someone gunned down, and they stood there and they filmed this. We stood watching those videos in our homes. We sat down and watched those videos in our houses and broke down crying in the middle of the night, and I'm sure most of you did, because those videos have been really terrible. Let's think of the repercussions on the citizen journalists who were there on the ground filming this, and see what we can do to help get their word across. If there is, we've been busy in the Arab world, and all the social media networks, Ethan's question, are we connected or aren't we connected? We are connected when there is a big thing happening, and we're interconnected when everybody is looking at his own turf and seeing what's going on. And when we're in trouble, I call upon you all to support us. Egypt is getting a lot of attention because the Egyptian bloggers are very well networked and loud. But the case is not the same for everybody else. There are other people who are screaming out loud and are not getting enough international attention. And I call upon you all to support them in their strive. Thank you.